What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, to our wrestling games news roundup, giving you that recap that you need on all of the brand new information from this past week. Today we're breaking down the brand new tech demo preview for the wrestling code, which graphically it is looking great. We're also talking all the latest at WWE 2K22, the big Daniel Bryan report from this past week, and even Macho giving us a bit of extra vague information about the game as we head into SummerSlam. Before we get into that, if you haven't, consider subscribing to the channel to continue being up to date on all the latest WWE 2K22 news and all the latest wrestling games news roundup. And for even more wrestling videos, consider checking out the second channel. Today, Virtual Basement ended up releasing a brand new episode showing off the wrestling code. As their description indicates, this is a sneak peek tech demo preview for the upcoming independent professional wrestling game, The Wrestling Code, that will be releasing on PlayStation 5, the new Xbox, and PC. No release date just yet, as we know we are a bit away from that and they have been honest about it, but clearly they continue to be hard at work. This episode 2, titled Promo, focuses on motion capture, voice acting, facial mocap, weather, lighting, and visual effects. So it includes a bit more from what we got to see on the first episode, which was Enzo wrapping it up and in the middle of the ring. So as you guys can see, the return of Hassan to professional wrestling, at least in video game, is the main focus of this episode. He mentions a 16 year being in exile and now making his return. 16 years ago, he competed against The Undertaker. Due to the controversies of his characters, everything led to his release, and now his return is about to take place on the wrestling code. The arena looks pretty cool. The environment is awesome too. He's like right in the middle of the desert. I love the fire surrounding the ring. I hope that means that we're getting some Inferno match. We need some of those classic matchups to return to brand new games. So if the wrestling code is thinking about it, please keep thinking about it and do give it to us. Hassan's motto looks pretty good. The man is jacked up, and towards the end we get to see him in action attacking who seems to be Scott Steiner. So this seems to look pretty good. The graphic itself looks great, especially when you look at the fire and all of the extra effect. It does look pretty good graphically. I can't wait to see how the gameplay of this game feels and look. I will of course keep you guys updated on it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below of this brand new tech preview.
It is my time to take back my legacy. The time has come. Nobody's safe from the return of Hassan.
Switching it over to some WWE 2K22, there's a lot of news on it this week. One of the main things, which we already touched on it on our wrestling news roundup, is that WWE has requested for Daniel Bryan to be removed from WWE 2K22. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter and other sources, recently WWE ended up sending WWE Games a memo letting them know to remove Daniel Bryan from the game and any likeness of it. According to the reports, WWE 2K was not the only one getting this memo, as it looks like any type of merchandise related to Daniel Bryan is also getting this demand from WWE. That of course being because Daniel Bryan hasn't signed a brand new contract with the company. And based on what we heard this week, it looks like he is headed to AEW instead. He might be debuting sometime in September. If reports prove to be accurate, meaning that we'll get Daniel Bryan on AEW before we even get a WWE 2K22 releasing. Hopefully this doesn't impact the game negatively, because just imagine if Daniel Bryan is part of my career or just another game mode in the game. That will create an awkward situation where 2K is gonna have to find a replacement and they're gonna have to juggle around fixing things up just to try to remove Daniel Bryan. This late into the development of the game, stuff like this are definitely gonna cause a lot of problems, and it sucks that this is the case. There's gonna be so many superstars getting removed this year because WWE released so many superstars, and all of that is gonna be extra extra work that 2K already put in over the last 2 years that it's just gonna have to be taken out. If WWE wants Daniel Bryan out of the roster, then it's likely that they probably want a lot of the other superstars that they released out of the roster for 2K22 as well. And I mentioned this before, the fact that the WWE 2K simulation game does seem to have more restriction when it comes to the roster than what WWE 2K Battlegrounds have. In that game, we got a lot of superstars that were already released as part of the official roster, but with the simulation game, it does feel like WWE is more hands-on when it comes to approving things or not approving things. Now, do keep in mind that none of this is confirmed. Hopefully, we do get some roster confirmation as we head into SummerSlam. Talking about SummerSlam, we did get some brand new detail, sort of, about WWE 2K22. They are, of course, the sponsor for SummerSlam, so now, every single time on Raw and SmackDown, they're gonna have to indicate that as we head into the pay-per-view. I wish they had something to show off, but in the meantime, to hype things up, Michael Cole did indicate the following. With the logo on the screen, he stated that WWE 2K22 has a rebuilt engine, smoother controls, better gameplay, and all of your favorite superstars and legends. Now, all of this is obviously very vague information. Two of these are actually part of things that they already mentioned, the 6 pillar that they're focusing on, that of course being gameplay and controls. With WWE 2K20, we know how both of those are turned down. And to be fair, if WWE 2K20 ended up playing like 2K19, it could have been the main game right now. So that could be master. And of course for the controls, definitely just go back to the one that we had in 2K19, because there's no need for me to press 3 different buttons to do a specific actions when all of that could just be truly simplified. From all of this vague detail, the thing that got people's attention was definitely the rebuilt engine, and we certainly need more information on that I'm very curious of, because of course after WWE 2K20, having an upgraded or redone or rebuilt engine is going to be beneficial. Now do keep in mind that this is not a brand new engine. They still going to be using the same engine, it seems like, but it is upgraded, it is rebuilt. Now how much more it changes from what we got to see in 2K19 and 2K20 is what all of us really wants to know and see. So hopefully we get more information on that as we head into SummerSlam. I wish they came out with a big trailer showcasing a couple of extra gameplay so that WWE could show it off every single week on Raw and SmackDown as we head into SummerSlam. That will be big hype for the game, instead of just having Michael Cole say something while they're just showing off the logo. Even the cover reveal right now will be the perfect time to do it as we head into the pay-per-view. Anyways guys, that is all the latest that I got for you on this wrestling games and news roundup. If you enjoy or found it informative, don't forget to elbow drop it and hit those notifications to continue being up to date. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.